The release schedule of the manufacturer's designs for the Radeon RX Vega. From our forum comes a release schedule of a graphics card manufacturer with specific dates for the production of manufacturer designs for the Radeon RX Vega, the gaming solutions based on AMD's Vega 10 graphics chip. Those timetables are, of course, only related to this specific manufacturer, but should look at the other graphics card manufacturers involved in the Vega launch up to a few days difference approximately the same. With this schedule, there is, firstly, a certain insight into the individual development steps and their specific time requirements. On the whole, the manufacturer needs roughly 2 months before the delivery ripe is obtained after the design phase, which has already been completed at the following time sequence. However, one works with comparatively long time with pure engineering samples, only after 1.5 months, or in the concrete case starting from mid-July, then, it goes in the direction of the final hardware. The final source BIOS from AMD, on the basis of which you can then develop your own customized BIOS versions, however, is only 2 months after the end of the design phase. In the specific case of Radeon RX Vega is distributed on August 2nd by AMD Become. In this respect, however, the Vega launch could also differ from other graphics card launches because, in view of the many parameters defined in a graphics card BIOS, such as power limit, temperature limit, power states, and fan curve, the engineers of the graphics card manufacturers are included the Radeon RX Vega actually only on August 2nd, how fast the map is really, which cooling solution would be suitable, and where the starting points for further optimization are. The real balancing of the product and, above all, the setting up of factory overprints can only begin with this August 2nd. As far as AMD is concerned about manufacturer design on the launch tag, the actual launch of the Radeon RX Vega could hardly be done in the first days of August. On the other hand, it is conceivable that the AMD deliberately left the graphics card manufacturers this pre-run, with the source BIOS the actual cat from the sack wants, and therefore the August 2nd actually the launch tag represents, conceivable also the 1. Or August 3rd, as Tuesday and Thursday are more common than a Wednesday. The graphics card manufacturers could still bring their manufacturer designs, against mid-August, comparatively promptly on the basis of their preliminary work, but would have before the launch no possibility, performance values on the basis of the final AMD BIOS to leaken. The launch itself would deny AMD simply with self-made reference designs. Such an approach is even quite common with AMD. To this thesis also fits, the AMD currently the graphics card manufacturers probably still no real launch term and has communicated, which cannot even begin their own scheduling with regard to the mass production of their graphics cards. AMD is probably very hard to leave virtually nothing of usable information out there, so the graphics card manufacturers have no launch date yet, and therefore the final BIOS versions of AMD are only so comparatively late. An alternative resolution would, however, lead to a launch date only in the course of August. With an appointment from the middle of August, it would certainly be possible for the graphics card manufacturers to be present with their first manufacturer designs already on the launch tag. Of course, these launch dates are still speculative, but before the 1st of August happens quite surely nothing. To the SIG graph, starting from July 30th, there should be rather an announcement show, but not yet a full-fledged launch.